Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, December 7th, 2018. Welcome to another eBay video. Once again, I've been forced indoors because it is just too cold, cloudy, and windy outside, and I'm not fighting it. So we're going to do another indoor video today. We're going to be discussing pursuing fishy SNAD cases on eBay. That is, what to do when somebody files a SNAD case against you that is in fact buyer remorse and not a SNAD case. This is something that has really grown over the last few months. And we're going to get into that deeply later on. But first, we're going to start with your questions, comments, and concerns from last week's video. Edward Sad, and excuse me if I'm not saying your last name right, S-Z-A-D, Zad, wrote in, "Hi Joe, please don't write off us oldies. I'm 92 and have about 600 items on eBay. I am so glad that you are still selling on eBay, good sir, and I hope you continue to sell on eBay for many more years." Skinny Cow responded to his comment and said, "I got a feeling Joe will be 92 and still selling on eBay." And I hope you're right, Skinny Cow, but before I can sell on eBay at 92, I gotta make it to 82, 72, 62. You see the pattern? But yes, I do plan on selling on eBay forever, okay? Now, let's talk about millennials and how eBay is targeting them. I have quite a few comments to read on that, and a lot of you guys really spoke up about it. The highest rated comment was from Susanna Hutchinson. She said, "Millennials are a poor target market. They are a group who does not value crap like their parents and grandparents. They are mostly minimalists. They own a few pairs of jeans, a few t-shirts, and stuff like that. Nearly bare rooms. I sell a little bit of everything, mostly clothing, but I'm moving into religious books and Bibles. My customers are mostly middle-aged and over 65. On Poshmark, I do sell mostly to young people, but eBay is for older people and has an old feel to it. Younger people are willing to pay more and go to Amazon." Alan Mayer wrote, "I agree with you, Joe. It seems like Generation X and older is the target age eBay should be aiming at. Millennials do not have the money, either due to not having money, still looking for that job, or raising a family with little extra discretionary income, or living a minimalist lifestyle. With the audio equipment I've sold through the years, younger people simply do not understand it and are eager to do a return when they cannot figure it out. I would rather not sell to a millennial who would not reach out for help when they do not understand something. As for low ticket items, I've had good luck selling small audio accessories as filler items that are low profit but help with defect and flaw percentages." Also on millennials, Jason Bandy wrote, "The bulk of my sales are older car parts. I sold a set of Camaro bucket seats to a millennial. I know because I looked him up. He filed a SNAD case because he didn't like the way the 33-year-old seats smelled. Cost me $150 in shipping, and it is my only negative feedback. Also, I buy on eBay and I'm 40. More on millennials from the next few commenters. Yasmin Armendars wrote, 35 to 65 plus for sure. eBay is not a young site. I sell clothing, and the classic clothing is what sells for me. Having said that, no one is buying right now. Sales are flat, and maybe that could be a topic for you at some point. Love your honesty, and it's why I watch and listen every week. I ponder on that thought. If I'm selling classic clothing and eBay is targeting millennials, maybe that's why my sales have stopped. You just answered my question. I think that the new intelligence system has taken over every smart thought and decision. It's falling short. And I and so many others are suffering with low to zero sales, and that's a loss for eBay also. Nothing is left to chance anymore. It's all fed into an algorithm, and depending on the day, sellers are shadow banned and spit out of any kind of marketing. Very sad. This was once the joy and buying of selling on eBay. It was not a clone of another, but unique. Thank you, Joe. You tell it like it is. Skinny Cow wrote, pretty much most retail companies target millennials. One of the main reasons that companies try and get their customers on the hook young is so they will stick with the company for decades. A customer who say is 80, frankly speaking, will not be a customer for decades. And yeah, I can understand his point there. But I'm telling you something, in reading these comments, I mean like 95% of you guys agree with me that your customer base is the 35 to 65 and older people. I really would love to see eBay target those people because those are the spenders. Create and Adorn wrote, hi Joe, I don't believe eBay is targeting millennials because of their buying power. They're targeting them only so eBay can look hip and cool. eBay is definitely thought of as a shopping platform for older people, which means their customer is quite literally dying out. They are trying to get the younger crowd hooked on them now so all their buyers don't die and they, eBay, become completely irrelevant. Thanks, Joe, Vicky. Again, that's a point well taken. eBay wants the younger people so that the younger people hopefully will stick with them and buy. But the question is, are these millennials buying even in their categories, such as video games and things for enjoyment? Because that seems to be, in my opinion, what the millennials buy. John Hodgson wrote, never apologize for the length of your videos. When you say you're wrapping up, I always think it's too soon. That's one of my personal favorite comments of the week. Now on Fitchy Buyers, Crosswalk Larry wrote, I feel like some people that buy items for parts are not working are hoping it does work, thinking the seller is an idiot and does not know how to use the item. If it does work, they got a deal. If it doesn't, they return it. I had people all the time that don't read the description and don't look closely at the pictures. Buy it once and they get it and want to return it. Nice Guy replied with this comment, that is why I have a no return policy that works great for these fitchy people. But also Crosswalk Larry came back and said to Nice Guy, a no return policy can easily be bypassed if they want to be fitchy, unfortunately. And he's very right about that, because they could always file a SNAD claim, which we're going to talk about shortly. And anytime they hit that magic SNAD button, you, the seller, are screwed no matter what. Skinny Cow wrote in answering a few of the questions I asked last week. He wrote, answering Joe's questions of the week. Number one, my average item selling price would be $50 to $100. My average buyer's age would be middle age, in fact more like 40 plus. Number three, I generally sell collectibles. And number four, I agree with me. Cheap items I have found cause the most hassle, and the little money that is made from them is not worth the hassle. Also on cheap items, Vicky Gagan wrote, Joe, I've observed in my eBay circles that $12 items seem to not have many problems in the vintage VHS movies and video games categories, but there seems to be a lot of problems with cheap items in eBay Motors and industrial equipment. I just made my first 2 sales on eBay Motors on a couple of leftover parts I had from my truck restoration on Cyber Monday. I have just opened my eBay store with a couple of items for sale that I need to finish taking pictures of and listing mostly in the vintage electronics and clothing categories. I also found that my customers seem to be mostly middle-aged, 35 to 65. Yes, in eBay Motors, I've said this for years, it's the cheapest items that cause the most problems. And shortly I will be telling you about my returns for the week. On cancellations, Joan wrote, hi Joe, I've been getting slammed with customers that purchase an item with me and then within 5 minutes later ask to cancel it on eBay. I have asked a few of them why they're canceling the transaction, and they admit that they saw an ad with a lower price for the same item right after they paid. It is so frustrating. I price my items fairly and close to everyone else's. Is there anything I can do not to have so many customers wanting to cancel? Love your videos. Thank you so much, Joan. Man, I feel your pain there. I have not had many cancellations lately, but I used to have a ton. What you need to do, Joan, and everybody else, number one, in my opinion, is opt out of the cross promotion feature if you have not already. You can do that in your My eBay, in your preferences. You have to opt out of the cross promotion feature because basically if you're in it, what's happening is eBay is showing your competitors' items, which are, in this case, a lot cheaper than yours. Sad to say, there seems to be a race to the bottom selling online these days. And that's one race I don't want to be in. I am in this to make money, all right? Give the customer a good price, but no reason to race to the bottom. Conventional wisdom would think that eBay would want you to sell your items for more money because that's more of a commission for them. But as you can see, that is so not the case. On returns, Rick Mayer wrote, "Good show as usual, Joe. I had to watch it twice since you brought up so many topics. I counted 11. The one I want to comment on is the free return policy. I bought a $100 old Lionel transformer listed as untested, but in cosmetically very good condition. I didn't notice his return policy until I received the item. He accepts free returns for any reason. I didn't want to be a fitchy buyer, so I emailed him on eBay for a partial refund of $10 for the cosmetic condition or a full refund. He said send it back. As soon as I chose to return this item, I was automatically received a return label and the $100 was put back into my PayPal account even before I shipped it back. Once he got it back, he approved the return. It cost him more for the shipping return label than the partial refund. Why would free returns help your sales? Point being, why have free return shipping when whatever you sell can be returned for any reason? You know, I'm with you on that. You don't have to try and convince me. You don't see free return shipping on any of my items. The last comment I'm going to read is from Verona. Thanks so much, Joe, for your advice regarding the problem we're having with our stores. We contacted eBay through the Facebook and we were very happy with them. They are very professional, caring, and ready to help. We were very pleased. They are transferring our case to technical support to study the glitch happening in both our stores. We are not able to sell to P.O. boxes and we're losing valuable money because of this. Thanks so much for your valuable support to all of us fellow sellers. We love you, your friends from Houston, Texas." And that was Verona speaking. And I am very happy to tell her, or I'm very happy that she contacted me and has told me that everything is working out great for her. Verona, here's to some happy selling, and I hope everything works out for you. Let us now segue to the main part of the video. But before we segue to the main part of the video, let us stop and take our first drink from the Fox News Cup O Life. Let's stop and have a drink from the Fox News Cup O Life. Very good. I want to talk about fitchy SNAD returns right now. To make one thing clear, SNAD and INAD are two terms that are basically now interchangeable. Significantly not as described and item not as described. Anytime a buyer selects that option to send an item back to you, you have to pay the shipping. Now, if the item really is not as described or defective in some way, well, that's fine. I see no problem with that. But what happens when you run into a fitchy buyer who's conniving? Over my years at eBay, I really have not run into that many. And I'm very, very happy to say that. But in the last 6 months, it's just been sick. It's been crazy. I honestly don't know what has come over people. I used to get, firstly, as you know, 2 to 3 returns per week. This week, I had 3 returns in one day. Anytime Anytime you hear me use the word fishy, it's to be taken in a negative connotation. It means bad, dishonest, questionable, just very bad. So, here's what happened. I'm going to do a cutaway now, and I'm going to show you a little screen capture of where my fishy buyer once again has hung himself in his false SNAD return claim. Then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. Let's take a good look at this return. First, the title of the item says Genuine 1995 to 1998 S10 Blazer Alloy Wheel Hubcaps Center Caps Set. Now here is the return. And now let's look at the reason for return. Wrong item sent, which as you know is a SNAD claim and I have to pay the return shipping. Comments. I received the items already. Upon checking them, I noticed you have sent the wrong items and they're also broken. I would like to return them and get a 1993 replacement. Thank you so much. 1993 replacement when the listing clearly says 1995 to 1998. This is an obvious case of a fishy buyer using trickery. Yes, trickery, so that I have to pay the return shipping. Now, normally I would have these back already because today is December the 7th. However, we had a holiday during the week and there was no postal service, so everything got delayed a day. But I swear, as soon as these come back, I am calling eBay and I'm going to get credit on this label and I'm going to ask them why they allow this. Because you can clearly see it says 1995 to 1998 and he states he has a 1993 vehicle. Let's get back to the video. Okay guys, as you could see, the buyer bought items from a 1995 to 1998 vehicle from me, and of course they're not going to fit his wheel. He filed a SNAD claim claiming I sent the wrong item, which I obviously didn't. In his description he went and hung himself and says, I want you to send me items for my 1993 vehicle. Cut and dry. The guy hung himself. I have not called eBay about this yet because I'm waiting for the items to arrive. But as soon as they do, I'm going to call eBay. I'm going to tell them that this guy is fishy. And I'm going to use that word. I'm going to say this is a fishy buyer who's trying to screw the system and hurt myself and ultimately hurt eBay. And I'm going to lobby for a full refund on the shipping label that I had to pay to get this item back. And I'm going to go further and I'm going to ask them if they're going to do anything about this, because I honestly don't think they're doing anything about this. I'm going to suggest that the first time a person pulls this fishy crap, that they get a severe warning from eBay saying, hey, what you did was wrong, don't do it again. And if it happens again, then action should be taken on their account. What I'm thinking of doing is starting actually a new little segment to the show called Fishy SNAD Returns. And each week showing you guys screenshots of any fishy SNAD returns I get. Now this would only be for fishy returns, not for legitimate returns. My question to you guys is, do you think this is a good idea? And if you do think it's a good idea, do you think I should show the buyer's user ID? I didn't do it today because this is a pilot program, but I'm thinking about doing it for the good of the community. So please let me know what you think about that. Next item, last night was our monthly eBay meetup in New York City. I have Kathy Terrell with me here again, who's going to talk to you guys tonight and give you some information that I hope you find helpful. So, without further ado, let's turn it over to Kathy. Alright guys, it's Thursday night. Our little eBay meeting just concluded. Kathy Terrell's here. Hi. And she's going to talk to you guys right now about shipping upgrades.
And Joe and I were arguing about this, which is why we're talking about it. So what we'll say is it's early December. Right now, if you ship for most of the United States, they will have it in more than enough time for Christmas. And Joe was saying, now Joe, you say this correctly, the most of the stuff you ship goes priority, that's correct?
That is correct.
So what I said is, even though everything goes priority, which is fantastic, he should still be offering a paid shipping upgrade for express mail. And Joe said to me,
They would not go for it. My customers will not spend the amount of money that express mail cost.
and what I said is, Joe, I don't care. Because the reason you want to offer a paid shipping upgrade, and I keep saying that so you don't feel like, oh, Kathy, you know, you're getting me to pay for the express upgrade. No, 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 no. You're offering it to the customer as a courtesy so they can pay for the paid shipping upgrade. Is, one, you'd be surprised every now and then someone will pay for the upgrade because they need it right away. Two is, it helps you with guaranteed delivery.
Really?
Because you're showing up in the search. So when they want something in 1 or 2 days, that item will show in that search, in that toggle. And then when they look at it and they see the price and they go, oh my goodness, it's gonna be $50 to get the shipping, let me pick a cheaper shipping, and then they're gonna pick the priority. Joe, you get the sale.
Excellent.
So them searching for the 1 or 2 day delivery got them onto your listing. Then they go, oh, I really don't want to pay that much money, just like what you said, Joe. And then they pick the priority and you got the sale. But you got the sale because you offered the paid shipping upgrade. Got it?
Excellent.
And you can add it with business policies if that's what you have in place for your listings, or do bulk edit and add it that way.
Bulk
Okay?
edit is quick and it's easy.
Easy, and you get more sales.
Sounds good, Kathy.
Great. Happy holidays, everybody.
And we'll see each other next year.
Absolutely.
Bye. Okay, guys, that basically about wraps it up for tonight. Please comment, questions, concerns, anything you want to talk about in the comments section below. If you have anything to say about SNAD returns, especially fishy ones, I'm very interested in you guys. Have you noticed you're getting more SNAD returns in the last few months? Because I have. I'm a person who's never gotten any, hardly any, and now I'm getting them every single week. All right? I want to hear what you guys have to say, because your comments are going to be the deciding factor in what next week's show is going to be about. That being said, please remember that I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm doing a good job and that I'm appreciated. If you didn't think I did a good job, please comment what you want me to hit up next week, and you can be darn sure that I'll try and do so. Remember, I am a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I'm still making money online. I've solved a lot of problems and I've never ever had to wear a mask. Guys, thanks for watching. Go out there, make a ton of money on eBay. Rock on, and peace! Yeah! I love it! I love it!